I'm delighted to be joined by Bruce Dickinson, lead singer of Iron Maiden and chairman of Cardiff Aviation, based here near Cardiff International Airport. And Bruce, thanks so much for joining us today on IceTime.TV. And you've just spent a day with a couple of Cardiff Devils players, Patrick Bordlow and Sean Bentavolio, and you've taken them for a spin in the Boeing 747 simulator.
Well, not exactly a spin, but we did some takeoffs and flew around a little bit, and they landed it a few times.
And people at home, of course, will know about Iron Maiden, but perhaps they won't know about yourself as a qualified pilot. The fact that you fly the band round on the tour you've just been on, the Brother Souls tour.
Yeah, we did that. We did that on 2 or 3 occasions over the years, and because I worked in tandem with the band, in parallel, I suppose. I worked as an airline captain for 10 years, as you do.
As you do.
And now we set up Cardiff Aviation. We have a heavy maintenance base doing Boeing and Airbus heavy checks. We have an airline with 2 going to probably 4 or 5 aircraft by next summer. And I fly for that as well, but not 747s. I did that for 6 months. Flying 737s with this. We're more sort of charter flying and that sort of stuff.
Could you give us a little bit more detail on specifically what's going on behind and what you've been up to with the guys today in terms of the simulators here? And that classifies as flight training time, it's and everything like that, and kind of the equipment that you're using there.
These are full flight top line. I mean, if you want to go and buy one of these new, they're about 15 million quid. So. The middle one there, which is painted up as Iron Maiden, we own that one. The one at the end is one of only 2 simulators in the world for the Sikorsky 61. It was former very popular offshore helicopter. If you've ever been to the Isles of Scilly, that helicopter was the one that did that service. But now that maintains the integrity of all the helicopter services. For several offshore places, but also for the Falkland Islands, trains all the pilots, and also we do the Royal Malaysian Air Force as well here. But that's a nearly 40-year-old simulator, so we're keeping that running. It's lots of TLC, you know. And
you took us through some of the computer systems there as well, and that's equally old as well, but just
well, some of it's old, so it's like a journey through time, starting with like the first episode of Doctor Who, and going up till the compact disc. I mean, as you go through. Well, in actual fact, we've got some pretty. Even the 40-year-old sim has actually got some very modern digital visuals on it. So various bits of the mechanics of it are quite elderly, but the visual is bang up to date.
Right. And just talk to us a little bit about the attraction of Cardiff. Cardiff Aviation, your company, was set up in 2012, I believe, and just the attraction of setting up in this location, really, and South Wales as a wider region, just in terms of the potential for it as a growing aviation area.
Well, I mean, it's always been a growth area for aviation, and that's one of the reasons why it looks really good to be here, because there is a huge skill base. I mean, something like 20% of the UK's aviation industry is based in South Wales. So there's a massive turnover of skills, and in fact a lot of people who came out of South Wales are now working worldwide in various endeavours for various different companies, everybody from Airbus to Rolls-Royce. So for us it's a good place to be. Obviously with the training, that is a little bit new. With the airline, there's been lots of airlines in Wales. My business partner, Mario Fulgoni, he's Welsh, born in Barry. I'm obviously not Welsh, so I'm the ethnic minority. Everybody should have one, so I'm it, or kind of, we get a great response here, and we're really, really pleased to be here, but we mustn't forget that aviation is global, and it's a 24/7 industry. It's global, so you can't approach it with we work Monday to Friday 9 to 5, and so we're in the process now that the airline is running That's where we have to ramp up now with a slightly different head-on, particularly in terms of maintenance, because of that.
Today's been a lot about, as we've said, linking up with the Cardiff Devils, and just the importance for you about starting to building more of those links in South Wales and Cardiff, and choosing a sports team as well to have this day with. What was the attraction to you about that?
Well, first of all, they're good. You know, so I mean, you know, whilst it's, I mean, I don't mind winners or losers. I mean, you know, I mean, it's nice to have the losers in as well. But if you're going to pick, I mean, pick a winner, you know, and they're doing really well at the moment. I hope that continues. I don't have I don't have any particular axe to grind about ice hockey teams. Yeah. So, until the day they turned up, I went, wow, they're cool.
Yeah.
You know, okay. And I like the name. Yeah. Yep. Gets my 666 seal of approval.
Absolutely.
You know.
Yeah, absolutely. And hopefully that relationship will continue. And we hear as well that you're going to be hopefully dropping the puck on the game on November 20th.
November 20th, I'm hoping to drop the puck. I have established that it doesn't require me to ice skate because I don't want to make a fool of myself any more than usual. And we have had a discussion about Trooper beer.
Yeah.
Because obviously we're brewing a really what is now quite successful ale, 15 million pints down the line.
Yeah.
And we have quite a big presence in North Wales, Anglesey, Robinsons, who we brew it with, do very well up there. A lot of tied houses and pubs, and there's a few places in Cardiff already have it. So it would be brilliant to have it on. Hey, we started on as a guest ale. Who knows where it might lead?
And we might hear a little bit more music from the band that night played over the loudspeakers as well, in a bit of an Iron Maiden night themed evening.
I couldn't possibly comment.
You couldn't comment, of course. One other thing, just in terms of the Devils, you were presented with a jersey earlier, which I'm sure the fans will have seen on social media. 666.
Yeah.
You said you've been to a lot of hockey areas around the world touring with the band and had jerseys there, but nothing quite like that.
No, nothing quite like that. No, I mean the only one that would sort of top it would be if sort of like Wayne Gretzky gave you one. You know, so there you go. There you go, buddy. You know, but as well, because I mean, it really is. It's not like a fan. It's not like a fan one. It's a real one.
Absolutely.
You know, so I was like, wow, this is pretty.
Yeah.
You know, you'd have to go some to rip that off somebody's back.
Yes.
You know?
Yeah.
Although I'm sure they try.
I'm sure they would. I have to ask you finally. You've had Bentivoglio and Bordelot in the plane.
Yeah.
Who did you give the points to? Who was the better captain in that plane in there when you were?
Well, I'd never argue with a big man.
I think that's Bordelot then gets the points for that one.
Yeah.
Thanks so much for joining us, Bruce, and we hope the relationship continues to flourish, and I know the guys have had a fantastic time today.
No, I just said anytime they want to come back and have a play, you know, and then it'd be fantastic. It's a pleasure to have everybody here.
Well, best of luck with everything and all the adventures, and for your next flight. When you're back in the plane now, flying?
Well, I was actually flying our 737. We were doing an air test this afternoon.
Wow.
At Cardiff, so we were doing an air test on an aircraft for maintenance, basically taking it out for a test drive.
As you do.
It's a garage for aeroplanes. So we took it out for a whiz round. I was in Iceland flying last weekend with the airline, and then we're waiting at the moment for a bit of maintenance on the airplane, and then she's available. We've got a whole list of charters going into the winter for football teams, rugby teams, and everything in and out of Wales, supporters, all that kind of stuff. But we also have quite a few other long-term projects as well. So it's a question of which one drops first, and then I guess we'll have to get another airplane. You know, I mean. That's how things work, isn't it? You know, you grow and suddenly you think, oh, we're full. Yeah. So you have to go and get yourself another one.
Well, Bruce, thanks so much for joining us. We look forward to seeing you on the 20th of November when the Devils take on the Braehead Clan. Of course, they play Edinburgh Capitals this weekend on Saturday night. We'll see you there. Thanks very much.
Cheers, mate.